Betty Sabo achieves artistry by looking at the simple, everyday world.
From Kansas, painter Betty Sabo, then Betty Jean Beals, had the fire to become an artist from an early age.
Betty was an extremely strong-willed woman. I loved that she would speak her mind.
She majored in art at UNM, but was under the tutelage of Carl von Hassler.
He drew out of her what she was seeing, but he added to her what he saw. And I think that's what expanded her scope.
I've never forgotten any of his instructions, but after 5 years I was painting too much like him, she told writer Mary Carroll Nelson. Her home life presented a tremendous challenge. Her husband was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, and they divorced in 1958.
It was tough with 5 kids. Mom would work hard all day long, come home in the evening, feed the kids, get us ready for bed, do our homework, and then paint all night so that she could deliver a painting the next day, which were almost always wet. And to make ends meet, she often would just trade paintings for things. For Christmas presents, for example, she traded paintings.
In 1964, Betty Jean married engineer Dave Sabo, and her home life improved. By now, Sabo was well known for her traditional New Mexico scenes. She, along with Novella King, Ben Turner, and others, had taken the torch from von Hassler, but Betty did it in a grand way. Her New Mexico paintings took on the detail, variety, complexity, and a scale that had yet been realized. Sabo also became one of the biggest boosters of Albuquerque's art scene.
Mom felt that Albuquerque was really a center of art, more so than even Taos and Santa Fe, because there was a great wealth of art here that just hadn't been capitalized on.
Sabo was a supporter of the New Mexico Arts and Crafts Fair, co-founded the Galleria del Sol, the first gallery dedicated to work of local women artists, and worked tirelessly on behalf of the Albuquerque Museum and its foundation.
There was no charitable organization that came along that asked for a painting that she didn't give to. It wasn't a question of, oh, okay, yeah, I'll give you a painting. No, it was how big of a painting would you like? My mom was all heart.
Betty was the first major female player in the art market.
A strong supporter of the New Mexico Arts and Crafts Fair, painter Betty Sabo's views on elitism in the arts are clear in her 1970 letter to the Albuquerque Journal. Those of us who still find joy in a well-modeled aspen trunk or find our satisfaction in depicting the brooding sky over one of the tiny adobe houses find it difficult to accept the attitude of our contemporaries. Critics ridicule us, our fellow artists in the more modern schools sneer at us, and the self-styled intellectuals simply ignore us. But the average guy loves us. Her warm, timeless paintings of New Mexico are prized. She would later move into making sculpture.
Nobody does adobes and snow like Betty. I can't tell you how many people do them, probably 1,000. So when you say what makes her work different or what, it isn't, but it's better.
Well, Mom, like Carl von Hassler, saw painting as a way to express emotion. She and Carl could portray things on canvas that were their inner feelings. A lot of times, her paintings would evoke an emotion that they themselves had. The Arts and Crafts Fair, people would come to see my mom's painting and I'd hear them talk about, oh my gosh, that's just like I saw that. And I think that's what made her so popular, is she could capture other people's emotions too.
Summing up her approach, Sabo said, "I try to give you an awareness of the simple, everyday world, for then I will believe I will have achieved artistry."